As you all know, months ago I sold my other amps, mainly due to money issues, but some of the other reasons is because I was trying to make room because I needed a backup amp. So tonight, this entire night's going to be dedicated to 2 amps, which are my main big monster amps. First one here we're going to look at is my Crate GT1200h. It is a 120 watt transistor solid state based head. It's got spring reverb. Right over here is your CD input jack in an RCA style. I don't understand why they put this on a head though. I mean, really, how many people are going to play with CDs and iPods through their amp head? It's got the reverb knob right here. Of course, it adjusts the reverb. It's foot switchable. You have 3 channels. You have clean, rhythm, and solo. Clean is your standard clean channel. This is sort of like Crate's version of the trans tube. It's actually got a really nice, almost tube-like sound of the clean on it. Very warm and thick, but it's not totally that way. There's still that digitalness to it. You've got standard controls for it. You got low, mid, and high, and the volume, which adjusts the level. You got a switch to switch between channels. The rhythm and solo channels on this act as sort of the solo acts as basically an extension of the rhythm channel. Rhythm channel itself has a volume level, a high, mid, and low, and a gain level. And then you have the solo rhythm switch, and solo kicks in this added gain booster plus a shaping control, which gives you all the way out is maximum is Metallica-like scooped mid-range, and all the way back is more of a mid-rangey vintage classic rock sound. And you have the level control, which is your overall level. And it is done in a nice black Tolex. Let's go look at the connectors on the back. Looking at the back of the head, right here is a vent for the transformer. Down here, this large silver thing is the reverb tank, and then there's 2 springs, and what they do is they basically reverb the sound. Over here they've got a Velcro clasp for all your cabling. Over here are your plugins. You have an insert cable for inputting audio to this thing, I figure, or maybe it's for slaving. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really use it anyway. Over here are your foot switch connectors, which are standard 1/4 inch. The clean solo rhythm is a stereo plug. The reverb is a regular mono plug. I'll show you that in a minute when it comes to the foot switch. Over here is your speaker plug-in. As you can see, it says 4 ohm minimum. You must have a speaker cab plugged into this thing when it's turned on. You cannot use a cabinet with less than 2 ohms resistance. If you don't know, plug a multi-tester into it and test the ohms reading of the cab. More on that later on, though. Right here's your mains fuse, which blows if you have a power surge. And then some more vents. There's your power transformer. This is a transistor amp, so it only has 1 transformer to step down the voltage to the amp. And your usual safety precaution telling you not to tamper with it, but of course I took it apart and sprayed all the dust and dirt out. This amp originally came with a Crate metal foot switch. Each button is listed with a number because it's basically a generic foot switch designed to work on multiple amp models and do different functions. The plastic nut around the foot switch indicates which cable goes into what. Like this one over here is a stereo cable. How you can tell a stereo cable is you have an inner sleeve here, that's your ground, and then you have 2 hot connectors. If this was an audio connector, this would be your left channel and this would be your right channel, or vice versa. This right here would be your ground, but on this instead it uses a switch between these 2 buttons here. This one right here switches which mode the distortion channel's in, which is solo or rhythm. And this one right here changes the channel for the amp, allowing you to switch between clean and distortion. Scooting over here, you've got a monophonic jack, much like your guitar jack. Well, actually, this one's stereo too. Go figure. But Yeah, they're both stereo jacks, but they're both marked for the specific connection purpose they fulfill. And this number 3 over here is your reverb. And I guess now we'll go do some sounds of this thing and show you some of the different sounds it's capable of with different guitars. Turn down that shape knob a little bit.